So as you can see in this clip, he talks about his training and what it was actually like. Jackie Chan has often been accused of actually not being a true martial artist. He's seen as someone who can only fight for the screen rather than fight for real life, whereas Bruce Lee is notorious for actually being an incredibly talented physical fighter. He took part in tournaments where he was truly incredible. Jackie Chan, however, is someone quite different. So he came from a drama school. He learned how to fight for the screen, for the traditional kind of Chinese opera, which is obviously where wuxia kind of developed from. And that is why I think his style, while it has reminiscence of Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan has a lot more in common with traditional wuxia styles. You can see that in Legend of the Drunken Master and various other films where it's very traditional martial arts. It is floaty, it's well balanced, it's it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to behold and to watch grown-ups, to watch fully talented, fully committed performers performing that series of movements is incredibly beautiful. And Jackie Chan has several elements to his fights which are universal regardless of what film you're watching. He always starts the fight at a disadvantage. And this is an incredibly important thing in action where you have heroes that you never think they can lose. Whereas in Jackie Chan, it's always a very real possibility that he could lose. He's always starting at a place where he's outnumbered, or he has burnt himself, or he's physically limited in some way due to maybe he got injured previously. Jackie Chan is also well known for his use of the environment. This is often used in the way to use a joke. He's well known for using fridges and fridge doors and various other objects just as a way to beat his enemies. And he's almost like a guerrilla fighter. And it's quite interesting when you think about how the way the Chinese Communist Party actually managed to take over China was actually use of guerrilla tactics. That in their films, the stars often use the environment and use guerrilla, kind of essentially using guerrilla warfare techniques. So that's quite an interesting thing. But the most important thing, however, with Jackie Chan is he never wins because he's the most talented. Despite how in the film his character is always seen as probably being the most talented, he never wins because of that. He wins because he doesn't give up. There's a real underdog sensibility to Bruce Lee, and I think that has a really interesting thing to say about how Jackie Chan probably views himself. Jackie Chan is known for being someone who wasn't actually, because he was in Peking Opera School, he was not given a standard education. He struggles to read even now. He's often gone on the record and say he struggles to even read the scripts at times. So he's borderline illiterate. So he probably sees himself as somewhat of an underdog. And also, because cinema has always been seen as entertainment for the masses, probably a lot of people that watch these films see themselves as the underdog. And it's probably why Bruce Lee was always, for a very, very long time, so incredibly popular.